Welcome back, everyone, to the latest instalment of 5 at 5. Let's get right stuck into it. Number one, and it's a real shame that the first point that I'm going to talk about after a 4-1 win for Arsenal that solidifies the potential of us sticking in the top four is not about football, not about the goals, not about Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe. It's about racism. For some reason, one Leeds fan, and let's be very clear, it was one Leeds fan. It's not reflective of Leeds fans at all. But one Leeds fan decided that he wasn't happy that his team were losing to Arsenal, so he was going to take that annoyance and that anger out on a black footballer and racially abuse him. I will never ever understand what goes through people's heads or how much hatred people have in their hearts for racism to come out when your football team is losing. Honestly, day to day, these people must go around hating people of different colour skins for the most weird reasons. There's no link between the two. But the only positive to come out of it is that not only has this person been arrested already, and I hope will get prosecuted and a lifetime ban, but the positive out of this horrible situation is actually Rob Holding. Because I'm proud of Rob Holding for the way that he intervened and alerted the fourth official and made sure that that person didn't get away with it. Can you imagine when that person in the stands said whatever they said, that Rob Holding, Premier League footballer, was going to take it upon himself to make sure that that person gets punished? I doubt it. I just think he thought, I'll get away with it. Rob Holding's not going to interrupt his warm-up. But this is why Rob Holding deserves a lot of credit, because as the person who suffers the racist abuse, and I've been there, you often kind of think to yourself, is everyone else going to get it? Like, if I make a big issue out of this, are other people going to be thinking, oh, for God's sake, we just want to get on with the game sort of thing, and not understand just how hard it is for you to hear that racist abuse? And because of that maybe seed of doubt that you might have in your mind, often it makes it a difficult job to escalate it and take it further as the victim yourself. So what Rob Holding has done, he's shown that he's cared, and he's taken that burden of escalating this away from the player that was racially abused. And me personally, if I was in a team, someone racially abused me and a white colleague of mine took it upon themselves, I would feel very, very appreciative and grateful of that. And that's the only way we're ever going to fight this. Because let's be honest, the authorities do not care about racism. They don't take it seriously enough. It's got to be a grassroots thing. It's got to be from the players on the pitch, the managers, people on the touchline. So Rob Holding, big, big respect. You've made Arsenal fans very proud of the way you dealt with it. Number two, and this one is about a player that we did not see feature at all yesterday. And that is the point of what I'm about to say. Nicolas Pepe. Look, Aubameyang is now being frozen out of the team. We've seen Eddie Nketiah come on the pitch regularly ahead of Nicolas Pepe. And even though Nicolas Pepe did get some minutes more recently against Southampton, I was looking at the game yesterday thinking, well, this is a guaranteed win. Leeds were heavily depleted. Arsenal were completely in control of the game. So I thought to myself, if Nicolas Pepe doesn't get minutes in this game, when is he ever going to get any minutes? And he did not get anything from Mikel Arteta. No minutes, not a run out at all. That really worries me. How do you guys see this? Do you think that Nicolas Pepe is his future done at Arsenal? Or is there a reason why he didn't play yesterday? Do you see it in the same way as I do, in that this was a very damning sign that if you're not going to get minutes in this game, you're probably not going to get any minutes at all? I really, really want Nicolas Pepe to come and show what he's made of, but I'm worried that this is a very, very bad sign. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Number three, let's talk about Granit Xhaka. Whilst Arsenal have been playing well in the last couple of games, Xhaka and Partey as a midfield duo, I feel like there's definitely gears they can go into. But let's talk about Xhaka, not Thomas Partey on this occasion. On one hand, a beautiful assist for Martinelli's goal, did really, really well in that moment. But then kind of typical Granit Xhaka on the ball with that assist, with that pass on his left foot, really, really good. We know he's got that in his locker. But off the ball, when he's doing the tackling and the dirty work, that's where I feel like he's lacking as a player. And his tackle on Rafinha, and even just before that, when he was lucky, in my view, to escape a yellow card for standing over a free kick and prevent Leeds taking it, within about 30 seconds, that could have been a red card. And this is sort of the problem that we have with Granit Xhaka, that you never know whether it's going to be the good Granit Xhaka, who's good on the ball with his left foot, or the sort of the bad Granit Xhaka with some of the silly decisions that he might make. I personally think he was very lucky to stay on the pitch, because even if that tackle on Rafinha, where he came over the ball and planted his stud down onto Rafinha, even if you think that was sort of a yellow, maybe an orange card, not quite a red, the fact that he avoided a yellow card just before by blocking the free kick means that within those 30 seconds, he was very lucky to stay on the pitch. What do you think of that moment, that tackle? Was Granit Xhaka lucky to avoid a red card? And how do you feel like he's doing since his return back in the team? Let me know. Number 4. Arsenal had 11, that's right, 11 shots on target in the first half against Leeds. And that is a record as far as Opta stats go, which have been around for about almost 20 years or around 20 years. No team in the last 20 years of Premier League football have had more shots on target in the first half of a Premier League game. Now, that's pretty mad if you think about it. But I guess what I want to ask you guys is that down to Leeds being really, really open, really, really poor? Or is it down to Arsenal playing a lovely, brilliant brand of attacking football that unlocked the Leeds defence time and time again? I personally have an opinion on it, but I'm going to let you guys tell me in the comments what you think. In any case, no matter which one it is, I'm glad that Arsenal not only were able to play the required football, because you can only do what you can do against those in front of you, and not only that, that we were at least clinical enough to go and get 4 goals in the game. It would have been very frustrating to me if you break that record in the first half and you go into half-time 0-0. At least we scored the goals and were fully in control of the game by half-time. Now, number 5, and this is about Ben White. Last game against West Ham, I shared a picture of Ben White because I was very happy with the way he fared against Antonio, who a lot of people were talking about could be an interesting matchup. And on this occasion, I'm going to talk about Ben White for 2 reasons. There was one moment in the game where him and Rafinha squared up to each other in the penalty area. In fact, it was more Rafinha squaring up to Ben White. And in the ground, I was looking at what Ben White did, how he reacted, and I absolutely loved it. Instead of him doing anything rash or stupid, letting his pride and ego get in the way, he didn't lean his head forward, he didn't do anything silly, but also he just stood there, chin up, to show that I'm not going to be intimidated. He didn't back down, but he didn't let his team down. And that was, I thought, absolutely brilliant from Ben White and showed a level of maturity. And here's the picture, in fact, of that. Have a look. But whilst that was just a little sign that, oh, Ben White's quite mature and, dealt with that moment quite well, what he didn't do very well was the moment in which he gave away the penalty on Gelhardt, I think it was. Now what was he thinking? I'm only grateful for the fact that he's done that in a game against Leeds where the points were all wrapped up, and actually it's not going to be much of a talking point because, we got the 3 points. But really, really bad challenge, very, very poor, and he needs to make sure that that's not something that he does again in a game which is a bit more important, potentially. So, a good moment and a bad moment from Ben White, but all in all, I'm happy with Ben White. I think he's done really, really well, and hopefully he'll learn a lesson from that penalty that he gave away, and he won't do it in a game that means more. That is my 5 at 5 done. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments if you think there was anything that came out of the game that I missed that you noticed. And please do like, comment and subscribe. Help me out with that YouTube algorithm by doing all of those things. Much love. See you next time.